And as there are no British players currently ranked, I reckon I finally got a chance to become a British #1. The day started with a small introduction to the rules and what the sport involves. The competitors were put into round-robin groups, but with the majority of people having never even picked up a tennis racket, the atmosphere was friendly and relaxed.
I think it's all come together really well. It's sunny. I couldn't have asked for any more than that. But the main thing, I think, what we wanted out the whole day was just fun. And the kids are having fun, the adults are having fun. It's just a big family day.
The day was host to Britain's first ever amateur beach tennis competition. And the management were very keen in showing that the day was just a small step in what could be a promising future.
This is our next step. Once we've done this event, we're going to start getting more people involved and regular people playing, and hopefully get some leagues going, get some team stuff going. So it's just good fun for everybody.
We were joined by 2 beach tennis professionals. They were kind enough to let me join in, and I was curious to find out what's involved in becoming a true professional.
Every year I play 15 or 20 tournaments. I play match in USA, and Aruba, in Mauritius, and in Europe. I finished play semi-professional tennis at 26. I play beach tennis for 5 or 6 years, and in this moment I am very, very competitive in the world.
The prize money now are become stronger in the ETF tournament, 10,000 euro for each competition. So in Italy, every week you can go in a weekend and play a beach tennis tournament with 5,000 prize money.
Beach tennis comes under the watchful eye of the International Tennis Federation. They're in charge of the events calendar, promoting the sport and the regulations, which are similar to tennis, but with a few subtle differences.
The first rule that everybody has to get their head around is the fact that the ball doesn't bounce. It's effectively a volley tennis game. Similar dimensions of a court to beach volleyball. Net is a similar height, a little bit different. It's one serve. The net doesn't count, so if it hits the net, you play the ball. Serving, scoring, and everything else is pretty much the same as tennis.
With the increase in people's requirements for lifestyle sports, this is an ideal option, and I see this as being a major sport in the UK as well as the existing territories.
There was an all-round mixture of people taking part, ranging from all ages and abilities, and among them was a familiar face.
I think really what struck me today is the sense of everybody just kind of getting in there together, you know, families being able to play together, and we just really love that, because I think some sports, volleyball is really good, we love the volleyball down here, but I can't kind of play with my little ones, so to be able to just pick up a racket, it's a completely different experience. It's really good.
Today has given me great insight for what beach tennis is all about. It's been so refreshing to see a sport that can be competitive, can be physically demanding, which I can certainly vouch for, can be viewed as a really good family day out, but above all, it's been great fun.
Well, that was going to be my very first question. It looks enormously good fun. How difficult is it, though?
Well, I found it very difficult. In fact, my hamstrings were so tight after half an hour. And all the kids I spoke to, Alex, were just saying, you know, this is great because we're able to dive, and that's what any tennis player that's been there, you start playing because it's fun. And I think it has lost a little bit of that. It's become so professional and almost too organised right from the word go. And I think, you know, from the age of 6, 7, 8, all these kids, not just in this country but around the world, all of a sudden they've got to play 4 hours a day, and you know, because that's what you've got to do, and that's what they've told they've got to do if they want to become a professional tennis player. Get out there and just have a go. And I really feel that it could be a really big sport in this country if the tennis clubs can take hold of it, because I think that's where we have gone wrong a little bit in the last 20, 30 years. That tennis clubs, from it being a very social occasion, you know, where you go and you play tennis, you have your barbecue, you mix around all weekend. They go now, play tennis for an hour, and they move on and do something else.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously need a lot of sand, but from what you're saying, it could be quite an effective way of getting kids picking up rackets. Just as you say, you know, getting involved, which, to be fair, British tennis probably needs at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, I firmly believe that. I think it needs the clubs, as I said, Alex, it needs the clubs to really take to it, embrace it, and it'll only help the development, because at the end of the beach tennis you can't let the ball bounce. Yeah. And we've seen how the men's game especially has evolved for the positive in the last 10 years, but the one little negative is about it, less and less people are volleying. And beach tennis, you've got to be able to play at the net.
Yeah. Could you see, perhaps at the higher level of the game, I mean, almost like cricket and 2020, could you see some sort of quick-fire evenings entertainment league set up where players get involved and crowds are generated? I mean, is there that potential in the game?
Well, why not to have leagues involved? I certainly believe that. That's what they're looking to exploit around the world. You only have to listen to those two Italian professionals, the chance to go and play beach tennis in Mauritius and all those, in the West Indies and glamorous places like that. I think there might be a lot of people who are trying to all of a sudden start taking up the game.
I mean, how big is it? What kind of a setup is in place at the moment at that level of the game?
Well, it's still relatively small. As I mentioned in my feature, there was still no British players ranked.
Yeah.
So I did achieve my goal of becoming finally a British #1.
Many congratulations. We look forward to charting
I trampled over everyone else who was looking to sign up and get a world ranking. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was the event was extremely well organised, and anyone you spoke to, they just enjoyed the occasion. But we were blessed by great weather.
Absolutely. Ultimately, fun is what it is all about. We're going from the sand back to the clay. We're going to take a quick break, and on the other side of that, of course, the King of Clay is back in action. Stay with us.